Welcome everybody to our conversation about the incredible game Stalker 2. We have here Mariia and Ievgen Grygorovych, creators of this game. Mariia is creative director and Ievgen is CEO of GSC Game World.
And game director.
And game director.
It's more interesting part of my work.
And it's just fantastic that you came here. Thank you very much. We also have with us heroes of Ukraine, defending Ukraine and actually defending all our security here also. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for joining us. And some of these incredible people are great fans of your game.
Thank you so much.
And we'll talk about this later maybe. Moderators will be Bjorn Geldhof, Artistic Director of PinchukArtCentre, myself, Thomas Weihe. I want to say for the start only that Ievgen and Mariia with their team created an unbelievable game, but it also has a meaning in the world of geopolitics and economics that is very relevant. Do you know how much revenue gaming creates per year? About 180 billion or more. The mighty music industry, 30 billion. Cinema, 30 billion. So gaming alone creates more than twice as much than these two taken together. And do you know how many people play games, computer games? 3.5 billion. And out of them, 1.7 billion play advanced games on PC and console in the style of Stalker 2. So these people live in this world. They live in this universe. And in this universe, Mariia, Ievgen and their team create kind of a solar system, if I can say so, that is legendary. It's bright, it's wild, and it's Ukrainian. And all those people that play the game, they spend a lot of their living time in a Ukrainian world, in a fascinating Ukrainian world that you will learn now about. Stalker 2 is successor to legendary predecessor Stalker that was released, I believe, 15 years ago. And Stalker 2 came out now and is wildly successful. You will learn about this. So could we start maybe, Ievgen and Mariia, with you telling us a little bit about yourself and about this incredible game that you created?
Yeah, thank you. We've gone a little worry because we are not good in public speaking, and also I can see a lot of important people for us here in the audience. So it will also raise the bar of expectations from me. I'm Ievgen. I'm working on games since 2001. Stalker 2 is the biggest project I work on, and it's made with the biggest team, and it was a colossal work to finish it. It was hard. It's nothing comparing to what's our country going through, but comparing to other game developers, it was hard. Masha?
Yeah, I'm Mariia. Hi. Yeah, I'm nervous too. Sorry for that. I wanted to say it was, but it's still one of the most important projects for us. Not only because it was released within full-scale invasion, after full-scale invasion, but also because we really wanted at the beginning doing something incredible, something so ambitious and so Ukrainian as well. When we tried to build a game, when you would be love the process of being there in this world, in this universe. And this is about process, about life, and we hope that if you will love playing this game, you also will love something about like Ukrainian soul, because it's there. It's made by Ukrainians with Ukrainian culture, with Ukrainian works by Ukrainian. So, yeah. So sorry.
Perhaps it's interesting to also give a little bit a scope of this game. I mean, you're obviously not the only ones working on it. I think you have a great team. Yesterday you said
480 people.
480 people working for
6 years.
6 years on a game.
We start with a smaller team, but we grew and released the game with 480 people, and everyone is necessary to finish this big project, because maybe it's even bigger than we expected, but it was important for us to finish it in this size and not try to reduce something from the game, and to keep it in this full scale.
And you were making this game for 6 years, then the full-scale invasion happened. And what you told me yesterday was that for you, that meant a complete changeover for the team. Could you tell us what happened, how you approached it?
It's a different answers from where to start. Starting from Ukrainian, it's totally different world, but it's a story that every one of us are telling you, and especially the armed forces are like. So it changed our understanding of who we are, what is important for us, and for example, all of us knew that we are Ukrainians, and it's our identity. We know that, but when someone came with the arm and want to kill you because you are Ukrainian, and it's become the question of existence. And in this moment, being Ukrainian starts to be much more important. It's super important. And on this point, making this game, which is the Ukrainian game, you want to make it the way that you would be proud of that this game was made in Ukraine, and what we are doing with the game, so our efforts is much lesser than what army does, but at least we are trying to do as much as we can to make through this project this cultural impact on the world, to remind people all over the world what's going on in Ukraine, because a lot of us remember and understand it, but a lot of people who are living in their villages all over the world, they may forget about it, what's going on in Ukraine. Maybe it's not so important for them already, but bringing them the product, the story, which brings Ukraine topic to the top, and they are touching it directly, so they are playing this, they are seeing this nature, this beautiful world, and it became our goal, our very, very, very important goal.
So I think we will dive into this incredible work you have done of representing Ukraine, but what is important for the audience to understand, Stalker 2 had in the first 36 hours more than 1 million downloads. They're not
copies sold.
Sorry.
Second part, we have also a lot of players who played it freely, and we also have a lot of pirates who download the game, and it's mostly on Russia side because they can buy the game. They are isolated, but they can pirate it and play the game with Ukrainian voiceover.
Which is amazing to understand. and I think we should look at the game because many people here might just not know what Stalker 2 is. And just to put that in context, the first edition, Stalker 1, which I believe was 3 editions, sold over 15 years, I'm sorry.
70 million.
17 million copies. That over a very long period of time. The new game, 1 million in 36 hours. And I think what we're going to see in this conversation is how incredibly Ukrainian this product is and how they kind of bring, in a way different than anybody else, Ukrainian culture abroad, convincing people about the beauty of Ukraine.
Not even abroad, but into this online universe where billions live as much and as importantly as in the real world. And there is now a Ukrainian galaxy, which is wildly successful.
And this galaxy is a bit strange. You know, I think you should say, what kind of game is this? This perhaps interesting just before looking at this trailer, because I think everybody else will just fall off their chairs once they see this trailer without introduction.
I wouldn't raise the bar. We have some images that help us, but for most of us who know who we are, who know the game, it wouldn't be some information, but there is still someone who don't know who we are, what is the game industry, why is Ukraine is big in game industry and what's going on. I'll just bring several minutes for the maybe not so interesting information. So first, we are a company that was founded in 1995, and in 2000 we released a big game, Cossacks. It's a historical game which named as a Ukrainian fighters of 18th, 17th century. So it was the first project, cultural important project for Ukraine, and it was incredibly successful in Europe, in Germany, England, France, Italy. So everyone, it was like incredibly popular product for PC players, and it was the first game made in Ukraine, which, like, in the name was already Ukraine. And we also released already a lot of games. We have many different titles, not only Stalker, and we are developing multiple projects at once. About the game, it's a first-person shooter. It's an immersive simulator with horror elements. It's an open world and with a non-linear story. It's released in 20th November 2024, and it has 18 languages, localized to 18 languages, and 2 languages with voiceover, Ukrainian and English.
So to make that understandable, there's actually only 2 languages that you can hear.
Yeah.
For the rest, it's subtitles. So you choose either English or Ukrainian.
And I would ask to start the video, the technical team.
Скіфе, радий тебе бачити, друже.
Scythian, I am glad to see you, my friend. We are leaving.
Ви тільки погляньте на це.
Just look at that. My motherland, so great a land of Cheremesh and Prut. You are my only love, my native land, my motherland. And you are alive. After years of work, a group of scientists managed to tap into the noosphere, the Earth's information field, an achievement comparable at best to the reconquest of space, outer space. It was a turning point not just for science, but for the fate of the human race as well. A stalker here? Scanning for Tor availability. Naturally, the truth couldn't come out about the secret labs, brutal experiments, and other such dubious undertakings. It was out of the question. They were leaked. And so they got all carried away with their dreams of a perfect world. Gateway opens, X11 awaiting connection. And lo and behold, what do we have decades later? The zone, in our image, after our likeness. Back off. You wanna play soldiers with me? You picked the wrong side, Stalker. A good man is always on time prepared. Who says I'm a good man? Richter, the person from the isolate, and I, this car. So you've seen an anomaly outside the zone? That's why I'm here. I've heard the rumors, but never firsthand. I've got a funny feeling there's more trouble here. Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl.
Now, if you also saw some images, you will not forget.
And if you've ever go to Pripyat, the first ride on the Ferris wheel is mine. Wide is the night, bright the moon shining down to the earth.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I hope you like it, because we spent 6 years of our work to make it finish. Yeah.
We already say that it was really succeed. So it was a lot of online players on Steam and
121,000 simultaneously people who played the game at once on the globe.
Exactly.
And for those who don't understand this, I didn't understand that. They say it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And it only on one platform. For first 30 days after release, 23.6 million hours watched about Stalker on Twitch, and it's only one platform, only Twitch without YouTube. So it's a lot, really.
22 million is also a lot.
Yeah. We had 3 nominations on Steam Award, like Game of the Year, Best Narrative, Game Design. So it's really extremely cool. Yeah. But still, for me, it's important to say that when you're doing art, and we truly believe that computer games is one of the new kind of real art and more complex than any other kind of art. When you do something with your soul, and part of your soul is your nationality, like obvious. So you do it like Ukrainians, not because you, even without purpose or thinking about it, it's just inside you, because it's part of your identity. So some things you wanted to put more or show more to the world, and some glimpse of it which we'll show later. But still, it's. I think it's important to think about it and not do something like як перекласти мімікрувати.
Not to mimic, not to copy, not to copy something.
Try not to copy some other identity. Like do it with your identity, proud of your identity, your culture, and
I think we should really dive into that. I'm also looking at the clock, and you know, this has been a majorly successful game, and perhaps we can go to the next slide, because this hasn't just been a game that is successful online.
Just a few words. So, game released. Next day, it was very successful in Ukraine. It supported a lot of people. A lot of people write us that they are so happy that we released. They, from what they saw at the moment, they loved it, and everyone was very emotionally raised. And yeah, we have like tweets from Defense of Ukraine, from Minister of Foreign Affairs. So a lot of people write about the game, and a lot of our yeah. So it was also very successful inside the country. It's for those who are outside. So it's in Parliament and it's a deputies, and they're doing speech about the game.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
But still, most important that and we're really proud of it, and it's God's blessing that we have. Can you switch? Thanks. Because it's it's God's blessing that we have so cool audience inside Ukraine and outside Ukraine, because it's honor to have this kind of audience. Sorry, it's not the place, but thank you. Thank you so much that we have you. Yeah, thanks. Sorry.
And this film, this game got much more attention. It also got internationally attention, and I think we'll see now very shortly what this means.
Yeah, this movie about creating the film, it was created with partnership with Microsoft, Xbox. They were doing the financing. They bring their Emmy Award-winning director to make this movie. It's made for the Western audience, adapted for Western culture, and it shows our story and this story of war, story of Ukraine through our personal stories. And we were making the game. We will show like a small teaser to highlight what's look like. It was it's available in YouTube, and there is a lot of people watched it and also get a knowledge of what's going on through the games, because not all the gamers are like, yeah. Technical team, could you please press?
We're standing on the back of on the shoulders of giants who created the first Stalker. But we had faith in ourselves, and we were sure that we will manage to do this. Then we realized how it can all end so suddenly, and how one can lose everything. You don't know what to do, absolutely. Subconsciously, we were all ready to die. I have lost all contact with my relatives. I hated this helplessness. There were thousands of people who were ready to fight. We loaded our weapons with one hand and made the game with the other. That's who we are. The game for us is now an element of resistance.
Whatever will they throw at us, we will finish this game, we will make it awesome, and they will see.
And this documentary is also a sign of small impact of we are doing just a video game and its effects through different media to totally different audience and bring other ideas through what we are just doing the game.
And now we heard a lot about the game, but I think what we haven't heard yet is where does it take place and how is it so Ukrainian? And I think that would be great to dive into now.
Yeah, so all this game are going on the Chernobyl exclusion zone area. It's 64 square kilometers of Ukrainian land, and all the millions of players who play this game and who like it or not like it, they're going through on Ukraine by their foots and visiting our villages, seeing our paintings, art, nature, and culture. And not everyone knows that they are on Ukraine, but they are there. And a big part of Stalker and appearance of this game, as even Stalker 1, was the Chernobyl disaster. It was not so long ago. It was like year 86, but it's still on the moment where first Stalker started developing, it was still very remarkable and something that you read a lot, still find some information about it. And it was an idea to make the game connected to Ukraine. And we start building the story and the Stalker series around this Ukraine, Chernobyl as a symbol. And the game is a science fiction. It's an alternative history. It's how the world could move differently in case of science fiction things happened, but it's all around this area.
Like, Chernobyl tragedy is part of our identity as well. Not because it's a good thing, no, it's still tragedy, but every Ukrainian knows about it. Every Ukrainian knows someone who really hurt because of Chernobyl tragedy. So it's part of us. And if after every tragedy you can doing something with it, like new energy, new kind of art or something, like it can to be your strengths, not your, it's still tragedy, but you can do something with that, and it start to be a game, it can be start like movies, something, music, like everything can be really part of your, can start to be part of your culture, your art, and moving your nation after that. So I hope everything that our nations through right now, after that we will start be stronger or do something with that, like because Ukrainians survive so many times for whole history. So it's important to use something and make energy from that.
And you said that Chernobyl also is a symbol for breakdown of Soviet Union because Soviet Union didn't pay attention to people.
Yeah,
and no system can survive that doesn't do it.
I really think that. I think that it was one of the last bricks on this why Soviet Union disappeared in like 5 years later, like 4 or 5 years later. And also believe if you don't think about your nation, your people, like humanity, every totalitarianism will be disappear. Not maybe today, maybe not after 5-10 years. You need to be patient to wait in it. But sooner or later, people start to think about it, feeling about it, and start to be wanted to be free.
At least Ukrainians start to think about it, and after this example of how Soviets treat Ukrainian people, how they share information, Ukraine decided to not take part with USSR, and now we are fighting for independence, but it's the same.
And I mean, you feel that in your hearts and in your souls, everything is Ukrainian, and you made it from this soul, but you did more. You brought Ukraine to the forefront, and I think we already touched upon the fact that you have only two languages, English and Ukrainian. Being Ukrainian is there as a systematic presence. What did that do? What's the reactions on that? Can you give us an insight of it?
I'll just put this slide here. We got a lot of feedback from the media, from the players. They all recommending, look, please play this game with Ukrainian language and with English subtitles, because it's totally different experience. Like it's impossible to experience Stalker game playing in different voiceover, not authentic voiceover, and it was like media all over the world recommended the same thing, and
a lot of players as well. Like it's really interesting for them playing Ukrainian and deeply feel what we put in this game, because of course English is not our native, like, obviously. So
you called it soft Ukrainization.
Ukrainization.
Exactly.
Soft Ukrainization
of the world.
Even it was really fun fact. Our pirates, who's mostly Russians, like playing Ukrainian because it's easier for them.
Closer language that they know.
Yeah, and a lot of them told in their streams or comments like, "Oh, it's totally different language.
I don't understand anything. What are they talking about?"
And it's completely different from their propaganda about like same language. It's only dialect or something like that. So we show it to them like it's not, and some people start to be. We'll talk about a little bit later, but a lot of people from them start to listening Ukrainian artists because it's cool, like, and something like that. So, if we can doing something like that, when they start to laugh Ukrainian, it can be helpful. I don't know, maybe not now, maybe after. I don't know, 5-10 years.
I think it's extremely helpful, right? It's exactly what we have to do. We have to spread Ukrainian culture. That's what you do incredibly effectively. And I think you have some examples of how you also bring music and how you kind of push Ukrainian bands forward. Perhaps you can tell us about that.
Yes, we have a
but
video
first
for
you will
this.
speak about this.
It's just an example of piece of Ukrainian culture. So it's a mosaic piece of artwork in Mariupol. Currently, it's destroyed. It's not reachable. It's some part of culture we may lose. We have a reimagine of this piece of art in our game. It's slightly different, but it's keep the same idea. And this piece is built around Taras Shevchenko and the Ukrainian language as one of the key aspects of Ukrainian nationality, that it's a different thing. And it's one example. It's an example of what we told, that a lot of medias recommend playing this game on Ukrainian. It's just a different screenshots from the game with Ukrainian texts, with alphabet, which is different from Russian. So other, yeah. And we also we wanted to bring
Let's see video.
please turn on video and we'll explain it.
Добре біля духи. Вітер виє, метал співає. Краса.
The group is called The Unseeing, and the track is called How to Live. Then the other group, which is called the Blue Dawn, and the piece is called Coming Back. And now Yermak is singing Ragnarok piece. Don't believe anyone is the inscription on the column. Then Anastimosa is singing about chrysanthemums.
Yeah, like we put in a game 450 Ukrainian tracks, Ukrainian
songs,
and
how many bands?
I think 350, something like that. I don't remember exactly number, but it's a lot. And it was our idea before full-scale invasion, like to help Ukrainian music start to be maybe not still popular, but they Western audience, foreign audience, access there, hear that, because and it was important for us to help a lot of like indie
bands.
Indie bands. We also have a famous one, but it's still important for us to help them because it's. Okay.
Just a small example of our impact: before release, after release, before release, after release, and we helped our music as well.
Yeah, but I think what this game really does, and you know, they have prepared I think 30 more slides, but we have to go a little bit through them. What this game in the heart does is it promotes Ukrainian culture in a way that, and I have to say that with some shame, even we, PinchukArtCentre, who has that in our core, we want to promote Ukrainian culture, we're far not as effective as they are, as they do this in such a great manner. And not only through music, what you now go through is how they take Ukrainian cultural artifacts. We've seen the mosaic of Mariupol. We have seen we will see, we have here, you know, this kind of small icon. They bring these elements of culture into a contemporary form that audiences who would never go to a museum or not necessarily go to a museum, they encounter. And they relate this to Stalker. And they know Stalker, that's in Chernobyl, that's in Ukraine. They start to understand this is Ukrainian culture.
And they choose which world do I want to live in this afternoon? What's the most exciting world? This world is Ukraine that they choose in Stalker.
And I think this is not only an act of creating a new world, it's also a memorization of a world that is at certain points being lost. As you know, even these elements, which are bus stops, right? Which are very, we all know them from the landscape, but they're slowly disappearing. And what they have done is they have kind of kept it in a very contemporary form, and going further than that, because it's not only inside of the cultural form, it's also inside of the landscape. And I believe you had this book about the plants in in the closed zone, 600 plants or so, or 600 pages, I can't remember what you said, of that all get a place inside of this game. So in a very intriguing way, they have given Ukraine the place that Ukraine should have on the world. And I think that's something we could never achieve so
and
wonderful.
in a very Ukrainian way, bringing together most ancient history and nature and layers upon layers of history with the most modern, even science fiction, most wild and most creative new things. And I think this is a combination that is just magnetic. And this is why people choose your world to live in.
And it's our chance to share how beautiful is Ukraine and why it's important. And it shouldn't be important not only for us, but for everyone, because it's an important culture.
And I think it's important also doing this, our feeling of culture, not only for foreign people, but also inside the country for Ukrainians, because we can share a lot with them also, because it's important for us as well, not only for foreign people or something. And even if we will do some other project, maybe new IP something, and it will be not Chernobyl exclusion zone on this or this plans or something, because it's easier to do in that kind of game. You still can put your important cultural elements in your art.
It's like Japanese films or games. They are not trying to push something Japanese. You can always say that it was made by Japanese, because they can do an American style movie. It's totally different culture, and we are Ukrainians, and the games we are doing are Ukrainian games, and no one can do the games as we do, and we can do the games as United States can do, or Asia. We're totally different, and we are doing fun games, but it's in different games.
And I think that's a great moment if you are ready, Tatarin, Darina Smolnikova, to talk a little bit about what this game means to you, what role it played and plays in your lives.
Thanks a lot. My name is Rina. I am a soldier of Azov Brigade, and exactly I just try to explain for my foreign friends here how it could be pretty personal for Ukrainians, this game. Well, actually, I terminated my play in this game to my vacancies because I just need to give myself place for a sadness, to live through it and to feel everything I need to feel while playing this game. In Ukraine, we have amazing community, a little bit illegal, but amazing community of Ukrainian stalkers. And I was a part of it. I have an experience about the illegal trips to Chernobyl, to the zone, and I think I explored all of it. And I even haven't seen a trailer as first time I saw it, because I just expected is so realistic. You look through it and you remember every centimeters of zone. You just can feel the ear there only by watching it, and we will now have this experience after war, because the zone is completely full of mines. It's completely destroyed, and we will now have the experience we had so many years. It was a so important part of Ukrainian mythology to go to a Chernobyl zone, to make it at night so no one will catch you, to spend this time near the fireplace, to get a sleep on a 6 energo block because it's the most safe place, I think, to hide from a gutters. And I'm really sad about it. A few days ago, before I go there, I have a conversation with the medical commander of the National Guard of Ukraine, and now we have some military trainings in Chernobyl zone. It's not a secret. We are officially saying it. And I was talking with him like, Vsevolod, where you will took me with you to Chernobyl? and we have some small talk, conversation, and after it, he said to me that he was one of the first doctors, liquidators in Ukraine, and I even have known this before. So it's as closely connected for every Ukrainian. And the second reason of my sadness is that I have a lot of friends that I want to share this experience, to talk about it, to talk about our experience in a zone, but I simply cannot do it because almost all of them are dead in the first months of war, because they are mostly located in Kiev. A lot of guys with whom I have my beautiful experience in Chernobyl going to defend Moshun village, and it was one of the toughest battles in Ukraine, and I think now we have only 20 or 30 of us, and now we are trying, boys are trying to make a memorial book about them, and actually a lot of photos, a lot of how we know zone is from these guys, because a lot of them are photographers and they make a perfect photos. It's like a pieces of art. And actually I have no such a big experience in zone as my friends, but I believe that now this book, this memorial book about guys who left their lives in this battle, in this war, would be like would be more powerful because we have a trampoline with this game, and I think now we have sell it more and we have show it more for people to introduce this unique perspective of these guys, of this unique community. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your words.
Якщо можна буде українською, я думаю, ви зрозумієте.
If I could speak in Ukrainian, I hope you will understand me. At the very beginning of the existence of this platform, there was the shot that of a farm, and I remember seeing such a farm in the Donbas region before it was destroyed by the Russians. So this started from Chernobyl with the blue sky, with the river Pripyat, and I was inspired by it, because you have to always be focused, and you opened up lots of interesting things and a very interesting universe. And as many guys who played this game, Stalker 1 wanted to get to the zone, and gamers are cynical in their humor, but at some moment instead of the red forest, it was Serebransky forest. Instead of the gas mask against radiation, we started using gas mask against the chemical weapons used by the Russians. And instead of detectors for artifacts, you are starting to use detectors against Russian drones. All of that now affects us mentally, psychologically, emotionally. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, from Stalker 1, that was part and parcel of my childhood, and now I will enjoy playing Stalker 2.
And I want to thank you, Mariia Yevgeny. This was an incredible Darina, yes. Yes, we have people waiting already downstairs, but
Я,
yes.
напевно, скажу українською, не знаю, чому зараз хочеться.
I'll say that in Ukrainian. Svetlana reminded me of one very unique moment that together with us, our wonderful friend, Sai, who is one of the main characters of Stalker 2. He is our comrade in arms, and quite recently I saw a very brief video from my brigade saying that we should all watch this video. I remembered this guy. I saw him, and he's one of the funniest man to be around. He's very positive. He's very merry, and it's part of the Ukrainian resistance to the aggression to hear people telling you about cinema, about Stalker 1, and he's being part of that. And then he will tell you about his recent combat assignment or mission that he has performed just now. So Sai was let go and participate in the very last fragment of this work to shoot the part of Stalker 2. So thank you very much, and we are thankful to our combat commander who let Sai go and participate in the finalizing of this game. Thanks a lot.
Декілька слів я скажу.
Say a couple of words. My comrade in arms gave me this game as a gift. I didn't have the time to play it, but I downloaded again, and I saw terrible flashbacks from the East, and it does recreate reality of what Russia is doing to our vibrant, wonderful, beautiful Ukrainian cities and villages. And what I saw in this game for myself, and thank you for this sincerity that I saw today here. This game reminds me about our defendants from the Unit 3144 that defended Chernobyl zone from the very first days and minutes of the aggression. And they are now in captivity, and it reminds us that we have to fight for them, for their release, because they fought for us. Thank you very much for promoting Ukraine in the world, for bringing people together in this very inspiring form.
I thank everybody very, very much. Thank you for what you are doing, for your incredible courage. Thank you for your incredible creation. I think you want to show one last thing of this.
Yes.
What comes out of it?
Technical team, could you please run the video?
Guys, I think we just go through to the last slide.
Last slide.
It's the words we put in the credits of the game. Inside, after you finish the game, you see all the people who made this game, and then we dedicate these words for those who defend our countries and who allowed us to finish the game, because without you, we wouldn't succeed at all. And we are so much grateful for it, and every in our team, after listening your words that you told us now, would feel so proud that their work bring so much important for
it's an honor for us. Thank you.
People. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.